to my channel. Today I am going to be doing the much promised, long awaited video showing you my makes from all my lockdown period, and today I'm going to be looking at trousers and skirts, and because it's quite a long video I've split it into two parts, so welcome to part one. First up is this pattern, which came free as a cover mounted gift, I think with Sew magazine, and I decided to make the trousers just as they were on the front, which I don't normally do, but I made them and here they are. I made them in a mustard coloured cotton, which was about £3.50 a metre from Auto Crafty. This cotton is really good weight for clothing, especially summer clothing that you want to be, I know this is childish, but the phrase bottom weight always makes me laugh. It's kind of like linen weight, and obviously it's not as expensive as linen, but you get a similar look, you know, especially if you're not going to iron them. Like, I kind of didn't intend to iron these when I made them, just because they're just for slobbing around the house. Weirdly, I didn't really expect to like these. I think I thought I'd just give them a go making them, because they were a freebie and I wanted to try something a bit different. And I've been trying loads and loads of different types of trouser patterns in the hope of finding one that is kind of the one. Previously, I hadn't made a lot of trousers apart from the dungarees, which I've made a lot of. I made them in a stretch denim fabric. They were that was the first version that I made, and then I've made several pairs of dungarees in this pattern, and although I like it, I don't necessarily love it. I think that it looks great on kind of people with a maybe straighter body shape, but I think that when you're very short and curvy and then you've got that flare at the bottom, it can kind of make you look more like compact. I do like, when I wear them out, I wear them with a sort of platform boots, and I think they look quite good with that. But anyway, yes, so I wanted to try different types of trousers. The other thing that I really like is I like high-waisted trousers, but these were kind of, I think they sit an inch below your belly button, so these were less high-waisted than I'm used to. But actually I've worn them, I think, the most out of all the trousers that I've worn. I know people say that they like wearing elasticated waist trousers for comfort, but what I find is that they actually trigger, elasticated waist trousers trigger like bloating with me, because they can cut in a bit. And so these, which aren't elasticated waist, I've actually worn more because I find them a bit comfier. Now you can see on the pictures that I'm putting in that they are a little bit big, but because they are fitted trousers, it's hard to get the fit exactly right. And also because, you know, like all women, my weight fluctuates a lot, and especially around my tummy at the moment. I'm finding that in my perimenopausal years I'm having a lot of kind of tummy bloating around my period. They're not so loose that I have to pull them up all the time. They're just kind of really comfy slobby trousers. I put some bum pockets on, as I always do, but I'm struggling to find the right place to put bum pockets. When I look at the pictures of them, I find that they're placed too far apart, so I need to find like the sweet spot for me with the bum pocket. How many more times can I say bum pocket? The next trousers have been a kind of both a hit and a miss with me. Now these are the Dorian trousers by Seamwork. My pal Chantel made these up and I loved her version, and I actually loved them so much that I resubscribed to Seamwork so I could get the pattern. Like a lot of people, I find that Seamwork membership, you tend to amass more credits than you can use. So I did stop my subscription for quite a while. I also find their patterns really boring as hell. I mean, they're great for basics, but for me, there's only so many basics you need, and their patterns are just like so boxy, shapeless. I think with the amount of patterns that they've got, there is more scope for some more advanced patterns that have some more design details, some more seam lines, some more fitting, but it's just like month after month after month, here's some more sloppy, shapeless garments. Anyway, these I liked because actually they're not like that. They've got quite a lot of design details, and for casual trousers they are kind of quite nice and fitted. The waist is elasticated but only at the side, and they've actually got a fly front and a button, so that means there is quite a lot of sewing in them. They're not a very, very quick make, but I like them, you know. So these are the first pair that I made, and I made these with the fly front because I don't like to have elastic super tight around the waist. I find that I can get these up fine without needing the fly front. So what I've done with my subsequent pairs is I've just sewn a mock fly, and I've just done that by taking the fly, not the fly shield but the fly piece, and stitching it onto the pattern piece, and then top stitching the fly shape. I don't think you can see that right. So that's the back of them. If you just whack a bit of fabric at the back to give it a bit of structure and then top stitch the shape, it will give you a good mock fly look. I left the button in the top, that's more just for show, and I didn't really find the right way of doing it, and you can see there's kind of some not very good finishing there where I couldn't work out how to finish the seam allowances of the waistband. So yeah, they're not perfect, but this is the same weight cotton but from Fabricland. It's about £3.50 a metre, and I actually slightly prefer Fabricland's cotton. It's a bit weightier, so it's brilliant for trousers, and it creases less actually than the others. So I really like these. I did loads of top stitching detail on the fronts and backs seams. I did double top stitching. The way that these are made is they've got like basically a princess line down them, so both a front and side piece, and then a back and side piece. So there's a lot of pieces actually. There's a lot of cutting out for these. It's something like 16 pieces or 13 pieces. It's a lot. So yeah, I did a lot of top stitching. Had quite a lot of sort of fun making them because I do like top stitching. And you can see me wearing them here. The green ones I think are a favourite pair. The spotty ones are made in some linen look fabric, again from Fabricland. I got it in the sale when I first started sewing, and it was super cheap. It was like £2 a metre, and it's really good weight for summer trousers, and actually, you know, you can wear them right through into autumn. And I also made them in this denim, which I'm wearing them sitting here in. This denim was really soft. It was mega super cheap, £1 a metre from Walthamstow Market. And when I first made these, I really hated them. They looked very much like some denim trousers, sort of jeans that my grandma used to have from Marks and Spencer. And they basically look like old lady trousers with the elastication and the shape of the leg. And because I'm short, they've got a very short leg, but I really hated them. So I decided to take out the waistband and put in a full elasticated waist, but double it up in height to make a paper bag detail waist. And again, I didn't use any patterns for this. I just made it up as I went along. I just measured the top of the trousers, cut a straight waistband to fit that, doubled it up in height. In fact, no, I quadrupled it in height, and then so that I could fold it in half but then still have the extra height for the paper bag, and then inserted one deep elastic channel. And I think they look okay. It kind of takes away a little bit of the granny element to it, and I feel a bit disloyal talking about my granny's trousers, but she's been long dead, so she won't be asked about that. So this is how they look on the waist now. I think they look okay. I do think that this style of trousers gives me what I call flat mum bum, which seems to happen in your 40s. Just something happens to your arse and it's just, instead of it being quite pert, it just goes. I used to look at women's bums and think, why are they just like flat like a table? And now my own bum is flat like a table, and I know it's just because of gravity and lack of muscle tone. So those are my Dorians. I have got a couple of pairs still cut out and half sewn, which probably won't sew up now until next summer, but yeah, I really like them. I think they're a really versatile trouser. I think you could easily grade in the leg at the bottom to make them a kind of peg leg shape, which I definitely will do with some because I like that shape on me as well. So I like that pattern. Thumbs up. It was worth the subscribing for. Next up, it's another pattern that was free cover mounted, and it was, I think it came with Love Sewing last year, and I saw loads of versions of it online and I really liked it. And here are the red pair that I made. Now you can see that they've got pins in because what I actually need to do is take these pleats in a little bit more. I wore them, and because this is a stretch sateen, because the fabric relaxes and grows as you wear it, I found that by the end of the day of me wearing them, they'd become really, they weren't sitting on my waist anymore, they'd slid right down to my hips. So I need to take those in quite a lot. But as a pattern, I really loved them. I made the peg leg versions for my first versions, but I definitely want to make some in a kind of chambray, like what the wide leg version, and I've got some cut out and ready to go in a black stretch twill, again in the peg leg version, because I like them so much. They're super comfy on your waist, and actually they're a really deceptively easy sew. You look at them and you think they've got a lot of design details because they've got the fly front and pockets, and they've got this sort of pleated paper bag waist, but actually the way that the pattern's drafted, I super like it. It's really easy because it's a waist facing rather than a waistband, and so what you do is it's a self-facing, so what it is basically you make these trousers that are like 10 feet long and would come up to your boobs, and then you flip the pattern piece over, and then after you've flipped it and you've got a double layer, you stitch in the pleats. And what that means is that if you want to make alterations after you've made it, it's really easy to do. You don't have to take off the waistband or anything. You can just literally unstitch the pleats and stitch them in a bit deeper or a bit shallower as you prefer. And I think that's brilliant because it means that you can keep on changing them if you keep on altering shape or weight like most women do. So I really like them for that reason. You can also add belt loops here, which means that it can be, they're even easier to adjust. Having worn these once, I think that if I can't get them to fit, and because I've also cut them out again in another stretch fabric, if I find that the fabric does keep on growing, then I will put some belt loops on and invest in a skinny belt to go through. But as a style, I really like them on me. They were kind of surprisingly flattering on my leg shape, which I really seem to struggle with finding trousers that look good on me. So I love these. I will definitely make some more. Super comfy, super easy, and it is a zip fly, but it's very simple to put in. I find, as always, I find Big 4 instructions so much better than indie instructions. I know that people say the opposite, but it must be something to do with the way that you learn. I find that the amount of directions and the detail that the directions go into in indie patterns completely confuses me, and I am lost reading them, whereas I must be much more visual because the brevity of Big 4 instructions coupled with the diagrams I find that I only have to read them, even if it's complicated, I only have to read them a couple of times before I can completely see straight away and understand what they mean. The seam work fly instructions for the Dorian were billed as being super easy, and I've kind of had trouble with zip flies in the past, and that was part of my reason for buying the pattern, because it said it's got seam works, easy flies, zip fly insertion instructions. And honestly, I was completely lost. I finished up kind of fudging it and doing my own version because I couldn't work out what they meant. And now I'm just like, that style of instructions just does not suit me. So yeah, I don't buy into the thing that indie patterns have the best instructions at all. Anyway, I digress. I hope you've enjoyed part 1. I shall see you in part 2. I'm sending lots of love to you from Camden. Bye.